Welcome back to 999. This is going to be the last episode for tonight. I've already recorded 3. One was the longest one yet. But I really want to see this ending through. And I feel like after this, I will be able to finish the series in pretty short succession, because I'll have unlocked all the scenes that I know about, except for the endings. And I'll be able to quickly breeze through them. So, happy that we're reaching a milestone. Okay, let's see what's behind the door. He paused for a moment, then stepped through into the room. And there he saw the number that had hung over the head since they'd woken up. There it is. Door 9.
The 9 door.
Like the numbers on every other door, this one too was a rough shape made of red paint. Its door was set into the back wall of the room. Junpei leapt toward it with a sudden burst of hopeful energy. It was a large double door, heavy and full of solemn importance. He grabbed the door handle and shook.
Of course it wouldn't be that easy.
The red sat on the wall, next to the door. Displayed on it.
Vacant. Huh.
Okay. Hold on, I'm thinking real quick.
We finally found it.
Junpei felt himself overwhelmed by a torrent of emotion. At last, they'd found the exit. A cold gripped his heart, and he knew all too well why. As he stood frozen, unsure of what to think or feel,
Jumpy!
Huh?
Look! Behind you!
he spun around and couldn't believe what he saw.
What? A 9 door. There's another one. Why?
Junpei's voice was barely audible, even to himself. He stumbled toward the second door, as if somehow compelled. It was a small single door. It sat in the starboard center of the room, corner of the room, on the same wall as the door they'd entered from, but in the opposite corner.
It's 9, no matter how you look at it.
What does this mean?
The red is there too. So this is a real one?
Junpei shook the door handle pointlessly and muttered to himself.
Why the hell are there 2 doors?
Do I have a map? Am I able to check the file of that? Oops. Next. Map screen controls. Okay, I can't look at the map now, I think. Escape tips. What? Okay. I don't know if I can check the map now, but... Well, Santo answered.
There were always 2 doors.
What?
I mean, if you think about it, Zero never actually said there was only 1 door with a 9 on it.
Oh, I guess he did say to just seek a door with a 9 on it.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Of course, we just assumed that there was only 1.
Yeah, if we're gonna be like Ace and get all up into wording, it did say an exit and not the exit. I feel like that makes more sense than whatever you're talking about with this ship. Yeah, I'm never gonna live that down.
After all, why would there be more than 1?
Oh, man. We fell for it. There are 2 doors. That means that all 9 people who had met at the central staircase could escape. No one would be left behind. Now it makes sense why the bracelets are numbers. 1 through 9, divided into teams of 4 and 5 people. The digital root of both teams ends up being 9. Take 1278 and 34569 for example. The digital root for both teams would be 9. Or 2349 and 15678. The digital root is still 9. There are a bunch of combinations that work and they all end up the same way. If one team has the digital root of 9, so would the other one. What does that mean? The answer's simple. From the very beginning, the Nonary game was designed to save all 9 people. That's how it was meant to be. Zero didn't lie. He never said there'd be only 1 9, but anyone who'd found themselves in the game would have assumed that was the case. Fights would have broken out. One team would likely betray or deceive the other. Someone might be hurt. Someone might get killed. But eventually, they'd reach this very same room and realize how pointless all their infighting was. There were 2 doors. There was no need to kill each other.
They'd understand and be appalled, overwhelmed with guilt at what they'd done.
This game was designed for that purpose.
Honestly, I didn't really, I just figured that even if there was one door, you could go back into it. Like, if one group left. I don't know. Maybe that's crazy, but I guess this makes sense too.
This no-no game. We were all arguing and fighting over doors at the beginning, but if there had been one slip-up, one tiny mistake that led to more, everything could have been so much worse now.
The thought of it sent a chill down his spine.
So, what are we going to do, Junpei?
A voice broke through Junpei's frantic thoughts. Santa's voice.
Oh, right.
Hey, keep it together, man.
Alright, we're not at the splitting point yet.
Sorry.
Jeez. So what do we do?
I might be a bit quick through this and not comment much, because I really, really want to see what ending I get from this.
What do you...
We need to think about our next step.
Our numbers are 1, 3, 5, and 6. That's a digital root of 6.
The four of us can't open the number 9 door.
The 4. Wait. Don't tell me.
Yep. There's one combination that'll let 3 of us open the 9 door.
Well, clearly we get other people.
That's why I'm asking, what now?
What now?
We'll find the others, and then we'll talk about it. Took him no time at all to determine the answer. There's only one combination of 3 people that would give a digital root of 9. 1, 3, and 5. That would mean...
No, we gotta go back.
That wasn't a possibility he was willing to consider. Santa and Ace agreed.
Yep.
I agree. We cannot leave June behind.
Junpei let out a breath he hadn't realized he'd been holding.
Are you sure? I don't mind staying.
June's body betrayed her true feelings. Her eyes were wet with the beginnings of tears, and her legs shook.
It's okay. There's no way we'd leave you behind.
Santa had said what Junpei had known the moment he realized which 3 people could go through the door.
Besides, I'd rather drown at the bottom of the ocean than escape with this sausage fest.
It's crazy.
Maybe I'll get to go to Atlanta.
Are you sure you don't mean Atlantis?
Huh? Oh, right.
We're all losing it a little bit here. Perhaps it was the sudden reassurance that no one wanted to leave June behind, but Junpei laughed harder than he had in some time. Santa and Ace smiled.
You guys.
June blinked tears from her eyes and bit her lip. She didn't seem to know what else to say.
Very well. Best we head back to C deck then. We should be able to take the elevator we passed earlier.
Oh, I'm like salivating because I know escape is just within reach, but I have a feeling that something horrible will happen.
Perhaps Clover, Seven, and Lotus will have returned from door 1.
Even as Ace spoke, they knew finding the others would improve the situation.
Even with all 7 of us.
Ace knew it. They all knew it.
Standing around here isn't going to accomplish anything, don't you agree? Let's find the other 3 first, and then search for another solution.
I guess you're right.
All right, let's go.
Ace looked at all 3 of them, then turned and headed through the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Santa and June followed. Junpei started toward the door, then stopped.
Come to think of it, what is this room?
It didn't seem terribly important now, but what exactly
We were
was
so
it?
focused on the doors, we didn't even look around.
A red carpet ran between 2 columns of wooden benches that ran the length of the room.
Huh.
Is this like some sort of, I don't know what to call it. It's like kind of like a church. That's like the impression I'm getting here.
It looks like it's set up for some kind of ceremony, but what kind?
Facing the 9 door was the carpet leading to the bow of the ship. And at the end... Was it an altar, perhaps? What on earth are these... What? Oh my god. This looks like a puzzle. I'm not too happy about that, truth be told. There was a small rectangular alcove at the end of the carpet, and inside the alcove was a raised platform. Resting on top of the platform was a coffin. Great! Oh, I love that! Oh, joy.
A coffin? What on earth is a coffin doing in a place like this?
But before Junpei had time to answer that question,
Hey, Junpei, the hell are you doing? Let's move.
Santa's voice echoed in from the hall outside.
Right, okay. I'll be right there.
Junpei turned on his heel and left the quiet, somber room. I'm unwell. That's bad. Oh. Now that I know I can skip through that, I'm gonna do that. Unless it's to a completely new area, I'll always watch those. They took the elevator up to C deck. Once there, they headed back toward the main hall and the central staircase. It didn't take them long.
Look, it's...
Seven and Lotus.
Where is Clover? They didn't look happy.
We've got a problem.
Clover is gone.
Oh dear.
What?
Junpei and his three companions looked at one another. They turned back to Seven and Lotus.
What do you mean, gone?
Santa, Ace, and June had their own questions to
When?
ask.
Why?
You two went into door 1 with Clover, didn't you?
Seven and Lotus responded as best as they could.
Yeah, we went through the door together.
But Clover barely spoke to us.
She just did her own thing the whole time.
There were 4 rooms on the other side of door 1.
She wouldn't let us into the 4th room.
She just said, I'll take care of this one.
What?
And shut the door.
She must have blocked it with something on the other side.
We waited
How
for
could
a
you let
while,
this
but Clover
happen?
didn't come out.
We called for her, but she didn't answer.
So I kicked down the door and we went into the room.
But
Is that the captain area?
It was
The
empty.
axe? It's empty.
Clover wasn't there.
There was a door on the other wall.
And it was open.
We figure she opened the door and left by herself.
We ran after her, of course, but
Why are they like interchanging dialogue? That's a bit weird. Like that's not a thing that actually happens.
Well, obviously we didn't find her. You figured that much out.
Clover's gone.
Junpei thought for a moment.
When did this happen?
We got here just before you.
You certainly have excellent timing.
So you haven't searched anywhere other than near the staircase?
No, we haven't.
Finally, Ace spoke. His voice had an edge of resolve and concern.
Very well then. We'd best separate and look for Clover.
Oh my god, no.
We haven't much time left. Let's begin.
Yeah.
There were quick nods all around, and the 6 remaining players spread out. Junpei and June ran into the central hospital room and looked
She's
around.
not here.
No, she isn't.
They searched a little longer, but with no luck. They couldn't find Clover.
There's no sign of her. Let's go.
Finally, they gave up and left the central hospital room. Slowly, they made their way back to the hallway. At last, they reached the staircase. The stairs, and Junpei spoke. Okay, yeah, I'm locked into what looks to be a bad end, judging by how short it is. I'm missing Clover. I like how it went from leave no one behind to that. Great. Love that.
All right. I'm thinking we should probably split up. I'll head back to the stairs and take the elevator down to E deck. June, you can take the stairs up to B deck.
All right, that sounds good. But,
What?
could you stop calling me by that code name when we're alone?
Now is not the time. I think we're about to die.
Huh? Sure, right. I'll do that.
There was a reason Junpei persisted in calling her June even when they're alone. Although perhaps not the best reason. It was embarrassed to call her by the nickname he'd used when they were children. Ah, Connie. 9 years ago, it came natural. What is this background? It came naturally. After all, they were children. But now that they were adults, it felt strange. Regardless of what he might hope for, to call a woman he wasn't dating by such a childish nickname felt odd to him. Of course, to call her Miss Kurashiki would be even more awkward, and simply Kurashiki would seem a little brusque. And although he couldn't put his finger on why, he felt somewhat forward to call her Connie when they haven't seen one another for so long. I'm sure it was simply easier for him to call her June and leave it at that.
Jumpy.
No, it's nothing.
All right,
Okay.
I'm going then.
That was a weird tangent.
Yeah, be careful, Kane.
June, or perhaps more appropriately Connie, blushed and smiled.
You be careful too, Jumpy.
Yeah, got it. Take care.
Yeah. Enjoy your last moments. Junpei looked after her for a moment as she ran up the stairs, then turned around and took off for the hallway. Okay. Are we on the last scene? No? Tragedy always strikes when one least expects it. But to wait for a man to stand before striking him down seems almost crueler than dealing the fatal blow while he lies on the ground. Oh. A light in a dark place, June's smile had given him hope, both for escape and possibly for something else. It was that hope that raised his spirits just enough that they might soon be fully dashed. He opened the elevator door, and there she was. A woman sat, slouched against the wall. Lotus. Junpei felt his blood turn to ice. Her body was limp and her skin, smooth and pale as always, was covered in bright red blood. Junpei felt his chest constrict. He couldn't breathe and his legs began to shake. A slow, cold drop of sweat trickled down his back. He felt his stomach somersault. Junpei's mind went blank, all his thoughts replaced with endless, hissing white. Driven by little more than instinct, he began to walk toward Lotus, slowly. Each slow movement of his stiff limbs brought him closer to her corpse. Finally, he stood next to her. Robotically, he bent down and put his hand against her neck. There was no pulse. No rise and fall of breathing. She was slightly warm, and that looked like a giant gash. By an axe, perhaps? Something, somewhere in Junpei's shaken mind, told him that meant she had been killed recently. Oh, also, I finally get the answer of if she's wearing pants, but now's not the time to think about that. Yes, Junpei thought, his mind slowly returning. She had been killed. Someone had killed her. There was a deep cut on the left side of her chest. Blood still oozed from it, although clearly her heart had stopped beating some time ago. The weapon had been a knife, then. Knife. Perhaps she had been stabbed in the heart, once. She would have died immediately. He took little comfort from knowing she must have suffered very little. Only then did Junpei notice. Lotus's bracelet was gone. Yes, I recall. Was that why the killer had ended Lotus's life? So that they might have the number 8 bracelet? If that was true, then the killer was whoever wanted the number 8 bracelet. Or perhaps more accurately, the person who would gain the most by obtaining number 8. Who was that? Who would benefit the most from the number 8 bracelet? The thought had only just entered Junpei's mind when... he heard a noise. A sound like a sharp knife cutting through wet meat. It struck him as strange that the noise came from inside his own body. A moment later, the pain hit him. It wasn't merely pain. There was heat, extreme heat as well. He felt as though molten iron had been splashed against the side of his body. Finally, his brain made the connection. He had been stabbed. But where? His body was quickly going numb. He couldn't tell where the knife had met his flesh. Given the circumstances, however, he had most likely been stabbed in the back. Whoever had killed Lotus had now done the same to Junpei as well. His voice was little more than a weak groan. With what little strength he had left, Junpei turned his body, trying to catch a glimpse of his attacker. But as he did, the knife dug itself deeper, twisting viciously. He collapsed to the floor, a puppet with its strings cut. His arms and legs lay where they fell, oddly twisted and awkwardly positioned. Junpei's body was entirely numb. He could feel the blood leaking out of him, but nothing would move. Nothing, save his eyes. As he lay on the floor, his life ebbing away, Junpei finally saw his attacker. 2 tiny images of the killer reflected in his eyes. With that recognition came nothing. He felt no emotions, not anger, not sadness, not regret. The paralysis that had claimed his body had reached his mind. His killer glanced down at his body. Then, without a word, climbed into the elevator and was gone. His eyesight began to fade. The world grew blurry and began to dissolve into an empty, white fog. The fog crept into the edges of his mind and worked inexorably inward. Soon it swallowed up the last that remained of Junpei's mind, and his consciousness left him. There was nothing more. Into utter emptiness he fell. Into zero. Whatever Junpei had been was gone. Okay, another bad end. I have a feeling that it might have been Ace. Just because, like I said when I first started this recording session, with the Ninth Man's bracelet... What? Oh. Oh? Interesting. I wonder what the red means. With the Ninth Man's bracelet, since I went into this room, I believe that, you know, I went through room 4 instead of 5. And that meant Ace went into that room. And with his bracelet and Lotus's bracelet, and the bracelet of the Ninth Man. They could have escaped. That's my hypothesis for now. But, okay, I got another bad end. Looks like I have 2 more. The red to me implies that I have another bad ending awaiting me. I might ask around for some spoil-free hints as to what I should do next, like which ending. But I really don't want to do that. I do want to try and keep this blind. Whoa. Hold on. That's interesting. So it looks like this was the correct thing, but since I didn't do, okay. Let me write down the 2 routes that I should apparently do for this next thing. I think I'm going to do this, oh my god. Hold on. I had the other one on this page. So it's 471. Alright, 471. And then this one looks like 5. Alright, down. 586. Okay. I don't really have much to say about that ending, truth be told. The fact that there was a coffin and then that was never elaborated on, that's really freaky. But yeah. What a weird ending. Clover vanished, apparently. I was also thinking that, since Clover disappeared, maybe the killer killed her and took her bracelet too. And so I was thinking, if you have the 4 bracelet from Clover, and then the 8 bracelet from Lotus, that would be 12, and you would need... No, that couldn't be it. I don't think. Because if you have 12, and to get to a digital root of 9, you would need 6, and that would be June. That would be insane, and also extremely unlikely, since apparently, like, June was with us, like, right, like, the whole time. Right up until we parted ways, and she had, like, she was sick. She was, like, sick and dying in the freaking thing. The engine room. Well, either way, I feel like these next 2 endings will be very quick. I'm still not sure which I'll do first. I'm very tentatively considering looking as to what order I should go in, because I feel like I've gotten pretty lucky with getting bad ends, but I feel like I'm like scared. I don't know how this game works, or if like I can stumble into the true ending before I get all the bad ends, and I really want to get the bad ends first. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm very tired. The freaking cargo hold sucked the life out of me. Thank you so much for watching anyway. I hope to see you in the next one, when hopefully I finally am able to wrap this game up. Goodbye. For now.